Hello everybody, Low8 here, and today we are going to be looking at the build I am currently running in the Talisman League, which I call Space Disease Magic, or Space AIDS. Basically, the build is based around two skills. It's based around Essence Drain, which is a projectile that does a chaos damage per second debuff, and then Contagion, which deals a slightly smaller debuff, well, significantly smaller debuff, but will spread Essence Drain's debuff when the monster dies. Now, for my character, I went with a Witch, because I did a low-life build, which I will show you. Basically started at the Witch spot, went up through energy shields, grabbed a little bit of life and mana there, went over, Pain Attunement came much later, grabbed cast speed, Chaos Cluster here, Chaos Cluster here, damage over time here, and then the Chaos Cluster down here. Then over here for the Life and Chaos nodes, some Energy Shield, and the Chaos Cluster up here. So I have damage, and I have life via Energy Shield. Now, you'll notice in my items I am not using a chevrons. This is because with the Chaos Clusters on the tree, notably this one right here, so 6, 6, and 8, and 4. So this one gives you 24% chaos resist. This one over here gives you, what is that, 12, 20. So that's 44% chaos resist. And I think there's another one, yeah, over here. So that's 52% chaos resist just from your tree, which means that you're close to 0. So with a couple decent items like, say, a chaos resist ring, a belt with 20% chaos resist, and then a hat with some chaos resist, you can get yourself to 137% chaos resistance, which is 2% over max of 75%, which means you can go low life without a chevrons, which significantly lowers the investment you need to play a low life build. Now, the reason we do low life is because low life is a more spell damage modifier, and then for Essence Drain, Rapid Decay is a more modifier, Void Manipulation is a more modifier, and Controlled Destruction is a more modifier. So you get a huge chunk of damage from running all those things together. Now, the auras and whatnot I run, so what I'm running right now is Grace, Clarity, which is bleh, and Arctic Armor. So ideally, I'm going to switch out the Arctic Armor for Discipline, because Discipline will get more from my Prism Guardian. So this is the only exotic you need for the build. It gives your Socketed Gems Blood Magic. They have 25% reduced mana reservation. It also gives you a fairly hefty chunk of elemental resistances. So that's pretty good, because you're going to be looking, obviously, for chaos resistance on your other pieces of gear. So at some point, I'll recolor this to blue, blue, green, so I can throw Discipline in instead of Arctic Armor. And then off my mana, I'm running Discipline and, where was it? Temporal Chains. Now, ideally, once I swap Arctic Armor and Discipline, I can also pick up this second curse cluster right here to run 2 curses at once, and I can run Enfeeble and Temporal Chains. So, basically, how the build works, I'm going to throw this map in. Now, as you can see, monsters poison on hit, so we'll get a good look at the chaos resistance. It's only a tier 4 map because you know, this character is starting out in the league. It's my very first character, so I don't really have a ton of stuff yet. So yeah, the great thing about the build is it ignores a lot of really annoying map mods, stuff like resistances or reflect or anything like that. So we're zoning in, and then we're going to summon our little Chaos Golem to give us some extra physical reduction. So basically the way the build works is you want to find a group of enemies, you cast Contagion, then you cast Essence Drain, and they all die. And you keep doing that, and you find more enemies. You cast Contagion, then you cast Essence Drain, and they all die. And then you find more enemies, and then they all die. You can cast Essence Drain first if you want, and then cast Contagion, and they all die. So it's a really just fun build to kind of run around and watch things die. I'll probably pick up some of this stuff so I can get some items. Now you'll notice I did take a little bit damage from that guy. We'll let this goat hit me for a bit. So you can see with Temp Chains they attack really slow. Since he's so busy with my Golem, I'm not actually taking damage, which allows my Energy Shield to regen. Another notable, so I took a little bit of damage there from the poison. Another notable that is good on this is Zealot's Oath, so life regeneration applies to Energy Shield instead of life, because you're going to be grabbing the 1% life regen right there, as well as 1% life regen right there, and then I think there's a, and then there's a 0.41 right there. So 2% isn't a whole lot, but it does help, especially once you start getting more energy shield. Now for items themselves, my items aren't fantastic. Ideally I would like a headpiece that has a lot more energy shield as well as chaos resistance. I mean, this is okay, but it's by no means top gear. This I'm using because it's a 5-link, and I got a lucky alch on it. Ideally, you would want a pure energy shield chest piece that has a ton of energy shield on it, because that'll really buff up your energy shield pool. I'm using RCs because they give me a hefty increase of rarity items found as well as elemental resistances. If you wanted, you could swap those out for energy gloves. And then as far as your weapon, you just need a wand with increased spell damage, projectile speed, and cast speed. Cast speed I like because even though since you're only really casting 2 spells, the thing is the faster you can cast them, the quicker you can start moving again. And your main defense with this build is constantly moving around and not getting stuck. So for example, see how they have Frozen Sky? I'm just be like, oh no, you can't kill me, I'm just going to run around and watch you all die. Now if you run into a particularly annoying pack, you can use Wither, which also slows everyone down. Oh, hey, Devourers. Oh, this will be a good test. Devourers are always fun. So that's one of the great things about Arctic Armor and Temp Chains is that Devourers that pop up on you really don't get to do much. Now, you can also see I'm not super tanky, but, I can still take some hits. Now, the great thing about Essence Drain is that you regenerate some energy shield off the debuff because of Zealot's Oath and the interaction with the spell. So you regenerate 0.5% of the debuff damage is life, and when you're doing about 12,000 chaos damage per second, and it takes into account every single one of those debuffs. So let me find a big group of monsters so I can show you real quick where it's at on the screen. So if you watch, when it's spread, so that's the Essence Drain rebuff. See, that's 5 stacks right there, and then it's going to 3. So every time it's going to enemies, I'm getting that regen. So anytime I'm getting hit, so say we'll let these spiders start hitting me for a little bit. And then I'm going to go whoop. So it's not a ton, but it definitely brings your life back up, and it's also killing them, which it's kind of a win-win situation there. So yeah, you can Wither. I mean, I could just kill these guys with Contagion at this point because again, they're not super high level compared to where I'd like to be. So yeah, just run through. The closer monsters are together, the quicker they die. You can literally just run through everything in the zone. Rares die very quickly, getting withered. Oh look, more things. Yep, we're just spreading space aids everywhere. Oh, see how Essence Drain is really kind of helping me regen. It's regenning almost as fast as my natural energy shield regen, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that's the build. I'll probably go find the boss, but I don't think you guys need to sit through all that. So anyways, if you're looking for a build to play in this league, you can't go wrong with Essence Drain and Contagion. You don't need to put GMP or Chain or any of that other stuff on Essence Drain. Just use a single Essence Drain bolt and then use Contagion, and everything dies. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you all later.